Morning. So today we are having a little look at some stretches and some movement that you can do lying down. You can do this on a yoga mat, you can do this on a nice comfy rug in your lounge or living room. You can even do this in bed if you wanted to. It's a nice, super easy way to start waking up the body, especially first thing in the morning. And it's all lying down on the floor, so even better. So we are going to start finding our lying down position. You can put a pillow underneath your head if you wanted to. And you can just start by maybe just noticing how your spine's on the floor. So if you're noticing if you're lifting up in the chest, maybe you could just tuck your tailbone underneath just slightly so you can rest your back. Nice. And we can start by extending the legs away and just reaching the hands up. Full body stretch. Toes pulling away from the hands. You can almost lose the neck as well, so lift the shoulders up towards the ears. And then exhale all the way back. And this time, we're going to bring the knees up towards the chest. And you can just let them hover here. You can hold underneath the legs, over the top of the shins. And we can rock gently from side to side. Maybe even holding at the top of the knees, and we can draw some nice big circles. Giving the back just a little bit of a massage. And we're going to place the feet back down on the floor, and the hands can rest on the body or on the mat, whatever you find comfortable. And we're just going to walk the feet just a little further away than hip distance apart. And we're just going to drop the knees over towards one side. And you can hold it here for a length of time, getting a nice stretch in the tops of our legs. Or you can keep it quite active. You can drop and just kind of windscreen wipe the knees. And then another alternative would be then to connect the breath to them. So as every exhale, the legs go down a side. Every inhale, the knees come back up. And the hands, I quite like having my hands in called a cactus pose here, just so it gently opens up the chest as well. Nice. And then slowly finishing your windscreen wipes, bringing the knees back up. And then from here, we're going to just hug the left knee in. We can keep the right foot on the floor. If you wanted to, you could extend it for a bit more of an intense stretch. Just hugging this knee in. Nice. We can place my left ankle on the top of my right thigh, creating a figure four stretch. We're just going to drop the left knee away. So I want to see if we can keep my knee and ankle kind of in line. And again, this is quite a nice stretch of the hip, the glute. If you wanted to extend the stretch, you could take the right foot off, or maybe you could keep the foot on the floor and lift the hips. Nice. And again, you can keep this fairly active, as long as when you're putting your pelvis and hip back down, you're kind of peeling through the spine, so you're not slamming back down towards the mat. So we'll go for the other side, right leg, giving that leg a nice hug, squeezing the leg in, and then placing the ankle on top of the leg, dropping the right knee away. And again, this might be enough for this side, so one side usually is a little bit more tighter than the other, which is absolutely normal. And there's no need to match each side, so if one side can do a little bit more than the other, that's fine. And then if you wanted to, you could lift the hips, or maybe lift the left foot off the floor. Nice. Releasing the feet. And we're going to bring both knees back up towards our chest. And from here is one of my favourites. We're going to drop both knees over towards one side. So let's go with the right side first. And I'm literally letting go of the weight of my knees. So if you need to, you can keep the knees lower, or to keep it a little bit more engaged and a little bit more of a spiral in the whole body, keep the knees a little more lifted towards the chest. And I've let go of the weight completely, so you can really spiral those hips. And then I'm going to open up my left arm to the left side and look over towards the left side. And then I do nothing. And here I'm seeing if I can release my left shoulder towards the mat. And I'm seeing if I can open up my upper body here, finding a really gentle spiral. Nice. And then we bring the knees back up towards center, and then we go the other side. So dropping the knees over towards the left and opening up the right. And again, you may notice that one side is a little bit more open, or maybe your shoulder was lifted in the other side, but this one can drop. It's absolutely fine. It's really good to just observe how tight maybe one side is. Lovely. And we're going to bring the knees back up. For this one, we're going to release the feet back down onto the mat, and we're just going to come onto our side. So I'm going to go on my right side to begin with, and I'm going to just place my right hand behind me. So I'm going to be palm down, reaching behind me, and I'm just going to lie back down. So my right arm is completely flat. So if I go the other way, just to show you, my arm is completely flat. And then from here, this might be enough of a stretch for the shoulder. Or if you want to go a little bit further, I'm going to lift my left leg and just shift the weight over. So I can keep it nice and gentle, keeping the leg closed, or I can open up. And if you wanted to open up a bit more, my top hand can just spiral around towards the back. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Lovely way to open up the chest. And slowly coming back towards our fronts, or maybe you want to bring that hand in and use the hands to help you. We swap sides. Opening up, and again deciding if you wanted to keep it quite relaxed. This is just quite a nice way, even in bed, to open up that shoulder. Or maybe if you wanted to extend the stretch, bringing that top leg back, so kind of using the weight of the leg to bring the upper body back a little bit more. And then again, if you wanted to, my top hand can reach behind. Slowly untangling the arms, and we're just going to gently come towards child's pose. So it is still kind of lying down. So we're going to drop the hips back towards the feet, and we're just going to round the spine. So most child poses, we're kind of thinking about reaching away, and this is a completely fine child's pose to do now if you wanted to. But I want to see if we can just allow the spine to relax. So arms can be alongside the body. If you find this uncomfy, you can place the hands underneath the forehead. Softening and curving the spine. And then slowly coming up towards the tabletop. And just finding your way towards a comfy seated position. Maybe closing the eyes just for a moment. Allowing the shoulders to fall away from the ears. And just grow from the hips, so sit nice and tall. Dropping the chin just slightly down towards the chest so we're getting a length at the back of the neck. Taking some nice deep breaths. Blinking the eyes open. And hopefully you feel a little bit more ready for your day. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you same time tomorrow.